Right, Chris, this is it. End of an era, man. Man, it's crazy to think how fast time flies just in general. You know, when we were at the end of our Fast and Furious first time watch series, it still feels like it was yesterday. And now we're here. It feels like no time has passed. And we're at the end of another series of first time watch videos. We're ending it. This is the last one. We famously said we were not doing the reboot because that was still pretty fresh in our minds as far as we've both seen it when it came out. This is the end. We're ending it with 2009 Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Man, we both loved the first one a lot more than we thought we were going to, man. Any thoughts before we head into this one?
Yeah, I'm excited, dude. Like you said, the first Rob Zombie really took us by surprise. It was such a fun first time watch. I think it was our most emotionally reactive watch of the series, just by nature of how taken back we were. And I hope this one follows in the footsteps of the first one.
Absolutely. So all of that and more, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2 final installment in our Halloween first time watch series, coming at you next. Last film with the Dimension Films logo. I will say too, this is also the movie I distinctly remember these trailers. All right, so already continuing with the really like in your face kind of like you know, like gross out, like making you feel the injuries of the character. Damn, like I said, it's a freaking Hulk in these movies.
Yeah, I think it comes with the benefit of having the older films to learn from, but I agree.
Right. Whoa, going for the saw job. Oh no, Octavia Spencer got dragged into this movie? Academy Award winner Octavia Spencer. Is that an axe?
He's resourceful. Yeah, he pulled it out of the, it's like the fire
That's
axe.
right.
I love how they like start the films off on these intense sequences under Zombie, and they somehow topped the amazing opening sequence.
Right.
And
I work here. My name is Buddy.
Oh, Buddy. Oh, Buddy.
Great name.
That's the same name as the
killing a buddy is so messed up.
Hey, Loomis has got a mustache now. Michael's wandering around the countryside. He's wearing like a cloak. He looks like a Sith Lord. Like, what is going on right now? Oh, not the dog. Not the dog.
$10. And she tells him to take out the trash.
I don't understand why he does this. Why does some people he just waits and stands directly in front of them and lets them talk before he kills them?
I've been to Nam.
Been to Nam. Got the been to Nam. Oh, into the glass. A lot of like surprisingly good unintentional comedy in this movie. Party. This shit looks off the hook.
Yeah, this looks great.
Was this the whole evil transference ceremony that they tried to do at the end of Curse of Michael Myers? Only in a vastly different way?
I don't think so.
Oh, okay. We got to talk about this. That was insane. That was, forget like the end of this kind of whole like range of Halloween movies that we've seen so far. Now that we've seen all of them, like we didn't. What was that movie? Like I'm legitimately like interested. Like not like a trollish like making fun of it kind of a way. Like I am legitimately like I don't know if that was a masterpiece or something that was really confused about what its identity was, because that movie went in 18 different directions. Some really interesting, some that were kind of just like exploitative for exploitation's sake. Like I don't know what. I gotta pick your brain. What are your thoughts after that?
Yeah, I think the ending kind of proved that it was pretty thought out and pretty concise. I mean, I'm not confused about the motives behind the filmmaking at all. I just think it was perfectly executed for what they were going for. What I mean by that is horror within, like, slashers within the horror genre. Like, it's. I think it's the callbacks to like watch his other two movies now this Halloween season, because I gotta know if he'll or not. You know, like I don't like right now. He's 2 for 2 in my opinion. But he had some amazing source material to work with. So that's my mission, is to figure out what's this man's deal as a filmmaker. Spirit of this franchise is all about.
Yeah, definitely. It's this is definitely one for the ages. I'm legitimately interested, like in kind of like what Rob Zombie's thought process was going into this movie, because like I definitely think that he wanted to examine like more of like the root cause of Michael Myers and not just make another slasher movie. And I commend him for that. The problem is though, I don't know if he necessarily got what he was trying to go for across in the right way, because I feel like the exploitative moments in this movie really more so than the first one, I don't think naturally it kind of extended what he was going for, you know? Because again, it felt like one of those instances where he's grasping at all these cool ideas about like kind of like the root cause of evil and like kind of where Michael's like kind of psychology stems from, you know? But I don't necessarily know if it's executed in the best way, you know, if that makes any sense.
I see your point. I think that it's probably John Carpenter's biggest issue with it. It's like I feel like this premise really it's it's hard to keep going with. So I think it's like the studio system is the reason we have so many of these. But I think because of that, I think Zombie, while the first one was obviously more, I'd say, of a direct message, I still feel like his message came across. But that's like the problem with like these slashers that keep going. It's like after the first one, it's very hard to reinvent it. So I kind of like that he took the the persona of Michael Myers and made that the focal point rather than like the scare and the chase as we've seen in the past. Because it's nice that they weren't really slasher films. It's nice that they were like deep, like thriller films that I felt were very inspired by like the psychology of like a Silence of the Lambs, which you haven't really gotten in previous Halloween. Whole growth of like the Donald Pleasance Loomis run and how those just go. And so many lost what the original one was, which the original two rather, Halloween 1 and 2, which were just like classic traditional slasher. But I think that's okay because I think that's why this is the slasher series that is the most respected and is the groundbreaking one. Because I've seen a few of the screams, and it's mostly the same thing. And it's like there's that Netflix series called Slasher, and it's the same thing. And then there's that what's that show? The terrible Flanagan series, not the good one. American Horror Story, their slasher season. It's the same thing.
Oh,
And so
1984.
that's what's
Yeah.
cool
That's
about the
not Mike
Halloween
Flanagan,
franchise.
but
They
yeah.
understand that. Oh, it's not okay. I get them
Nope. Yeah,
confused.
that's Ryan
Whoever the
Murphy.
director of that is,
That's
I think
Ryan
it's
Murphy.
terrible.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's
right,
his
right, right.
that's his
Yeah, yeah.
that season in
Got you. Yeah, but
particular
either
was
way, I think that's what
awful.
makes just awful, just awful, and I think that's what makes like this the premier slasher franchise because it understands the medium that it's in. And so they add new elements and they adapt it and they actually try, which is cool. And I think Zombie doesn't just get points for trying. In fact, he gets none. He doesn't need them. These films were exceptional, really well made, and I thought they were a perfect. They were what the H2O should have been, right? Like they should have just where Zombie gets the H2O gig and that movie goes down is like what it should have went down as in my mind.
Yeah. Yeah, I agree with that. So again, I'm not gonna drag this out before this lag kills us. But final star ratings: Halloween 2, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
I was gonna say, is he gonna bring it up or am I gonna bring it
No,
up?
I was gonna bring it up, but yeah, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2. Yeah, like I said, StreamYard just doesn't like us after 2 hours. But yeah, Rob Zombie's Halloween 2.
I don't get it.
Yeah, definitely not at all what I was expecting, but it is a movie that I will say gives me a lot more to think about than I thought going in. And this is a movie that is not at all concerned with being another slasher movie. These two movies, rather, I should say, are movies that, for again, coming from a guy who seems to be an expert in exploitation stuff, actually seeks to like use that to like kind of reveal and kind of focus on Michael Myers as a character in a way that we really have not gotten with any of these Halloween movies before. I commend him for that, even if not necessarily every part of this movie worked for me. I will still give this 4 out of 5 stars, even though I wasn't the biggest fan of this in the way that I like the first one more. You know, I'll definitely. I feel like the first one. The first Rob Zombie one was the perfect blend between like kind of capturing the spirit of the original while still revealing that it could add something new to this franchise versus this one. I felt like it was a little bit too Rob Zombie for me, even though the good stuff was still there. So I give this 4 out of 5 stars.
Yeah, I feel that. I think I like his stylistic choices. I think he might become a director I end up enjoying his catalog from. but it's interesting that you still gave it 4 out of 5 stars, even though now that you've seen 2 of his films, you're able to notice his stylisms, and they're not quite for you. I think that speaks to the film we just watched as a great part 2 or companion to, I thought, a very spirited and well done remake. So because of like everything I said previously, and the way that your points kind of added further realization to why I'm going with a 4 out of 5 as well, I think, yeah, it stands as a 4 out of 5. I mean, zombie and that never got enough credit, and that filmmaker that never got enough credit but still was kind of famous and is still a celebrity. And I think he gets a bad rap, man. I think he's a talented guy, and for a long time I wasn't sure who he was. I just never wanted to dive in and experience him. And I played metal in the past. For those of you guys who don't know, I played in a hardcore band. I never really went down the rabbit hole. Something about him always felt like forced or trite, but I think I might eat those words and give him more of a shot going
Oh
forward.
man, is this Chris turning over a new leaf? Is this Chris starting to throw in maybe some metal into some of those tunes that he's got coming up? Hey man, all I'm gonna
Oh
say is
no.
stay tuned. Stay tuned is all that I gotta say. But people, that was it. We're done. That was the next first time watch series. We're completely finished now. We've both seen every single Halloween movie. So tune in for our review of Halloween Kills this coming Monday. And be sure to tune back in next Wednesday for when we rank each and every Halloween movie up until this point. Man, this has been crazy, man. This is my first slasher franchise that I have seen every single movie for. It's definitely something. I will say that
Me
it has
too.
definitely
Honestly,
been a
I don't know if
journey.
you knew that.
I did not. But yeah, man, it has been a journey to say the least, man. I couldn't have asked for a better co-host. I couldn't have asked for a better partner with which to bring me through this. Where can the good people find you on the interwebs?
Yeah, likewise. This was a lot of fun, man. We got it done. It's been a very there's always seasons to this podcast, and as we conclude this first time watch season, like we really we went through hell and high water to get this to you guys, so we want to thank you for being here with us the whole time. If you're just stumbling upon this video, well, there's a whole series, there's a playlist. Go click it, watch it, enjoy it, especially if it's like still fall and autumnal while this is happening. You got to binge this series. We made this for you, so do that and watch us kind of freak out through these movies as they, for the most part, I'd say surprised us in a good way. But enough of that, because the ranking's coming next week. And as to not spoil anything, like Dom said, you guys can go find me on social media at Christian Evanko. Evanko spelled Evanko. I make music. Go listen to it. I'd very much so appreciate that. And that's available through the links in my bio. It's on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, and all the other places you can also find Rob Zombie's music. Mine is there as well. And I have another podcast about music, and we've interviewed a few heavy metal bands as well in that podcast called Talkin with Andrew and Chris. Go check it out. Again, it's in all the same places that you can listen to mine and Rob Zombie's music. Please go do that. And lastly, Dom, you post a lot more on our page, like the Talkin TV podcast page, but you do post on your personal, correct?
I do every like 5 to 6 months, just about. I do post. It's probably more like more spread out than that. But I did try to post, a couple days ago. By the time that this video comes out, I guess last week, by the time this video comes out, about the infamous Facebook what are we even gonna call that day? Facebook blackout day, like that. I feel like that day's gonna become a national holiday on Monday, October 4th. On Facebook blackout day. But you can find me occasionally posting my sarcastic stuff on Facebook and Instagram, my own personal page at Movie Nerd Reviews. But more importantly, you can follow the podcast at Talkin TV Podcast, both on Facebook and Instagram. And of course, most importantly, be sure to click the like button, click the subscribe button, click the bell next to it. That way you guys get notified every time we put up new content. Leave a comment section below. What do you want our next first time watch series to be? I gotta say, we've been spacing these out, but they have been a lot of fun. We've got a few ideas planned for next year, definitely. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section below altogether. And as always, people, remember, 12 seasons in a short film, and watch more fucking movies. We'll see you.